Hey, fellow business consultant, what if you could show your prospects the money? Show them how much you're worth before they actually start working with you? What if you could literally show them how much money they're leaving on the table by not specifically working with you? What I'm going to share with you today is a tool that I use that sets my prospects up for an assessment on their business. Now, many times this tool can actually close from right here. Not always, but with this entire process, we've closed as much as 70% of the prospects that we get in front of. Why? Because we can literally show them very conservatively how much money they're leaving on the table. As an example that I'm using here in this case, is I'm using $1 million business that's got 50% gross profit margin and 10% net profit margin, and I'm using the US dollar. Now, margins can vary greatly. But one thing I'll tell you for sure, if you go Google average profit margin of businesses in the United States alone, you're going to see that the average profit margin, net profit margin, is 7 to 10%. That's the average. Now, of course, that means there's some above and there's some below. And I'll show you an example of some above here in a minute. But the gross profit margin, they all vary. So take that into account as you're watching through this. Now, with a business, here's the thing about $1 million business. One thing I want you to remember and write this down: revenue feeds your ego, profits feed your family. Let me say that again: revenue feeds your ego, profits feed your family. Profits also keep the doors open to the business. And that's ultimately what a business owner needs. Let me prove that to you. Let me show you something. $1 million business, how much is it making if it's got 10% net profit margins? The business owner is bringing home about $100,000. Who can live on that anymore, right? And all of that doesn't even go to the business owner, quite frankly. With taxes and everything else, it's probably less than that. So, what if I could show you how you could take a just a quarter of $1 million, $250,000, and make that same amount, meaning you'd put in less effort? I could show you that using this software. One thing I could also show you is to take the same business and double the profits with just two of these 12 strategies that you see here. You see 12 strategies here, just two of these 12 strategies. You can double the profits of this business, and you could literally do it in just a couple weeks. And you could prove that to them. We're going to use cutting cost, and we're going to use increased prices. Now, you might say, well, those seem easy. There's strategies to this, and I'll show you the strategies that we have. And if they're done properly, this will work very well. If they're not done properly, it could be catastrophic. You could cause further harm to the business. When I was an Army medic, one of the things that we learned right up front early on is don't cause further harm to the patient. We definitely don't want to do that. So if we take cutting cost and just do a 5.5% cost cutting, and again, there's many ways to do this. I've had so many business owners say, well, I can't cut costs anymore. Well, maybe that's true in some cases, but in most cases, we were able to cut 5% up to even 10%. Increase prices, let's do 5% here. Look what we've got right at, and we can put 5.2% just to make it even if we get to that point. Doubled the profits simply by increasing prices on a few of their services and products and cutting costs. That's just two strategies. Not convinced? I'm telling you that's very simple. Well, let me show you this. What if we were to do a 2%, let's say a 2 point, let's say, you know what, let's go even lower. Let's go 1.4%, like it says up here. If we do a 1.4% increase across the board, all the way down on all 12 of these strategies, we double the profits. And I promise you, single digits here is child's play. Even 9% is child's play. I've seen some of these strategies increase as much as 30, even 80%. I've seen marketing in itself improve 1100% in different it was a oh goodness, what was that? It was a plastic surgeon, cosmetic surgeon, improved the marketing by improving the messaging, the market dominating position, improving the compelling offer, and improving the overall marketing 1100%. So these single digits are simple to do. when done properly. So let's look at another scenario. Let's say, for instance, even if this is a 20% margin, look at the difference. What if we were to take if a business, instead of the goal being the coveted $1 million, which, by the way, off the top of my head, I think 3% of all businesses ever make the $1 million mark. But let's look at most business consultants, and many of the consultants that I train and that I coach with, they're working with businesses right around the $500,000, $250,000 range. And if we use the same scenario with a 10% margin, 1.4% across the board, and if we use a 6.6% increase across the board, we've got a business that's earning over $100,000. Even if we do I think it's 6.23, will give us well over $100,000. The same amount of profit that $1 million business was earning. And once you can sit down and you learn how to use this tool, and you sit down in front of a business owner client and you literally show them how much money they're leaving on the table by not properly working with you, then it's almost a done deal. But even if it's not, this is just 12 strategies. And by the way, I want to point out that marketing is all the way down here at the bottom, number 12. Most businesses that they want quick profits and they need profits right away, most businesses will go out and spend money on marketing because that's what they were taught. Maybe even you're teaching them that. Maybe you're coaching them that they need marketing. But the problem is, if the rest of these strategies aren't in place, the marketing is for nothing, because there's a leaking bucket here. And they're leaking, just bleeding cash all over the place. So the profits aren't going to stick. The marketing is sometimes the last thing that a business needs to do. Now, a brand new business needs to do marketing. I got that. But a business has been established and they need profits quickly. They have to fix the rest of these strategies in here. They have to get their market dominating position. They have to get their messaging right. Because just to spend money on marketing, they're going to be okay with the results, but they could be 3, 4, 5, 10 times better. They need to get a better, compelling offer. They need a system in place. They need the proper upsells, downsells, and everything else. But this is 12 strategies. We've got a total of 40 strategies that continue all the way down. And this scenario, it turns this one business in increasing the revenue. It increases the revenue and increases the profits. Then once you're able to gain the client and you come over here and you get their attention, and you want to do a deeper assessment specifically on their business and ask specific questions for their particular business, and the questions are all laid out here for you step by step for you to follow, making you look like an absolute genius. I know, because I've dealt with this for many times. And you go through these strategies, and then you come up here to the implementation, and you show them that you have a step-by-step process to get it done, paint by the numbers, how to do each one of these strategies. I mean, it's a win for them, because they see, one, the money they're leaving on the table, and two, that you have a policy and a process and a strategy in place, step by step, to get it done. Then all you have to do is ask two very simple questions. Very simple questions. And you're not even selling it. It's not even a sales question. It's literally, why are you not implementing these strategies on your own? And of course, you would like our help with this. The second one wasn't even a question. It was a statement. Because once they realize that they need you as a business consultant, then all you got to do is just show them the money. And if you show them the ROI, how much you're able to, their investment's going to be, whatever you want to charge, in this case, $50,000. And you show them they're trading $50,000 for a bare minimum, in this case, of $207,000. And this only represents 6 of these 40 strategies that you see down here on the left. And just ridiculously conservative impacts of like 3 to 6% when they could be 30%. It's a no-brainer. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope you can find a tool like this. If you don't have access to a tool like this, then go ahead and subscribe to my channels and reach out to me. And there might be a link on this page somewhere for you to go ahead and get some more information. I look forward to talking with you, and I hope you do very well in your business consulting practice, because business owners need your level of help. If you don't have this level of expertise and you don't have this kind of software, reach out to me. I'd be glad to show you how to get a hold of it. Take care.